Want to get your home sold quick and for the top dollar? In this video, we're gonna be going over what real estate experts do to get their listings sold for top dollar in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle. So if that is something that you're interested in, make sure you watch all the way to the end. I'm gonna be giving you 5 secrets what real estate experts do to get the listings sold, so you don't want to miss any of this. Get your home sold quick for the highest amount. Let's get it started right now. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Waisfeld, your local real estate agent down here in South Florida, helping buyers, sellers, and investors with all of their real estate needs. And in this video, we're going to be going over how to get your home sold quick and for the top dollar. If you're a seller, if you're thinking about selling, these are some of the things that you need to know that we real estate experts do to get our listings sold quicker and for the highest amount. The first is the most crucial, and believe it or not, many sellers don't understand this part, and that is pricing your home correctly. That means you need to study the market. You need to understand how to do comps, comparables, how to do a CMA, a market comparative analysis. You need to understand what your home has compared to other ones, and you cannot, like most sellers, they get their emotions involved. But I've been living in this home for 20 years, for 30 years. I was raised here. My grandparents lived here. My first child was born here, whatever it is. And I hear this over and over every single week that I speak to sellers. They get their emotions involved. They think their home is worth more than what it actually is. They list it not the correct price, and that home doesn't move. It stays in the market and things don't work out well. So the first thing is pricing your home correctly. So how do you price your home correctly? First of all, if you're watching this and you're not going to be using a real estate agent, then just think about selling your home almost like going to court without a lawyer. It's very similar. You're not a real estate expert. This is what we do every single day, especially with someone that knows your neighborhood, knows your area, knows everything about what's going on. It's very different from you trying to do it on your own. But if that is the case, then no problem. First thing that you do need to know and understand is how to do comps. So when you do comps, you need to go to the last sold, specifically in the last 6 months if possible, around your neighborhood. If you live in an apartment, in a condo, you should only check your building. If there is not that much sold, so there's nothing going on, no activity, you could check other buildings, but just make sure as similar as possible. Now going back to single family homes or anything like this that's not a condo, right? So single family homes, multi-family properties, maybe some land. You need to understand what the last solds are. You need to really compare. Can't get any emotional. It has to be rational. We need to compare the lot size, the interior space, the age of the building, when this home was built. We need to compare if there was any updates, what this home has compared to the other home. We also need to know last homes that sold, how long did they take to sell? Were they in the market 30 days, 180 days, 300 days? That's something important. How much did they start? How much did it sell? What was the list price? And then what was the sell price? So you need to do all this analysis, and then you start filtering down, and you need to try to get 3 or 4 at most. They're the most similar to yours. And then you start adding and subtracting. That is how you do a real CMA for your home. Just basic, okay, not going into too much other detail, because of course I could make a whole video about this, but that's pretty much so you have a ballpark idea of how much your home should be worth. Again, this is very important. Pricing your home above market value, it's gonna go the opposite direction that you want to go, because a lot of people say, okay, I'll just price it above and we'll see what happens. So I'll price it above and we'll get some offers, we'll negotiate. That's not how it works, because what happens when you do that, most buyers know what's going on. They see they were possibly working with the real estate agent. Over 90% of sales in all of the United States are sold through real estate agents. So keep that in mind already. So if they're working with the agent knows how to do these comparables and CMAs. So first, they're looking at properties. They see your property comes up, and then they see it's over market value. So maybe they consider not even going to see it. Or maybe they do go see it, but there's other properties around the area that are selling for below. And then they have the agent. Maybe you don't have an agent. It's easier to negotiate agent to agent than an agent to a for sale by owner, if that is the case. If you're watching this video, you're gonna go with an agent, then go to an agent immediately. Yes, you can watch this video, understand the main key points to get your home sold quicker. But of course, this agent should know these strategies, right? If they are a listing agent. So pricing at market value or below market value, what's gonna happen is gonna create more traction, more attention, more exposure, more people are gonna come. And then if a lot of buyers do want your home, they're gonna be negotiating. Okay, your agent hopefully will negotiate, and you may get more even than what you thought. This is what happens when you price your home for more. So your home sits in the market for a while. Then you start lowering price. And then the buyers start seeing this price reductions. They start seeing that's been in the market, that you started higher. So what ends up happening is you end up selling for less. The second step is also crucial to getting the most amount of money. That is staging your home and decluttering your home. Pretty much preparing your home. It's very important. This is a mistake I see all the time with sellers. You go to the homes and there's full of their things everywhere, all their personal pictures, personal things everywhere. Or or the home is vacant and just has no character to it. So if it's a good, well-priced home and you do want to spend money on staging it, staging is pretty much furnishing it, decorating it just for the sale of the home, and then you return all that furniture, or maybe you could sell it furnished depending on your choice. But that is staging it. That means when buyer walks in, they get more of a character, more feeling. They could feel themselves living in that home. But when it's totally vacant, then depending on the property, it doesn't give that coziness. Most people can't visualize what it is when it's furnished and decorated. So that could help, and that will definitely get your home sold quicker and for top dollar for sure. You have to make it as much hotel-like as possible. The third step, if it is a single family home or a multifamily, you need to fix the curb appeal. That's the exterior. Also declutter the exterior. If we need to paint the exterior. If we need to do some landscaping, do that. You have no idea how much times I see sellers not put any money or energy or time into their home, preparing the home for sale, and it sells for less because a buyer sees those type of homes. They're like, oh, we're gonna offer less. It's not well maintained. There's no curb appeal. It's all cluttered. What ends up happening is the opposite of what you think. You think you're gonna make more money, you end up making less money. Number 4, we need to make sure it's easy to show. This is another mistake I see very often. When it's not easy to show, we lose buyers, we lose interest. They go find other homes. Unless they're in love with the home, then maybe they will wait. So either the sellers or the people living in there making it difficult to show, or there's tenants and the tenants are a pain in the butt and they don't want to show, or they give you one time a week and that doesn't work with the buyer and it just sits in the market. So if you want to get the home sold quicker for top dollar, we need to make it easy to show. That's why when working with an agent should be easier. They may have more time in their hand. They may be able to go. They may be able to put it on a lockbox, whatever the case may be. We just need to think about the easier it is to show, the more potential it has to selling, the quicker and for the top money. Because remember, the longer it sits in the market, the less money you're probably gonna make. Next thing is marketing. Marketing like a professional listing expert. Depending on the size of the home and the price of the home, the location of the home, there's different ways to market. If it's luxury home, that is one way to market, and if it's a regular traditional home, it's another way to market it. But you need to understand marketing for properties. This is specific strategies. Some of the things that you can do are, you can prepare a simple flyer, you can go drop it off at all your neighbors, you can door knock your neighbors' homes, let them know. You can create open houses. If you know how to run ads and marketing, like digital marketing, make a video and run YouTube ads. You can run Facebook ads, Instagram and Google ads for someone searching for homes in your area. Send mailers out to your neighborhood. So these are some of the things that you can do to market your property like an expert. And lastly, this is a bonus, but it's extremely important. Qualifying the buyers is one of the things that we agents do every single time. Why? Because statistically, not every single buyer that's under contract, not every single property closes. There's maybe a 20% chance that it could not close due to financing, due to whatever reason. There's other reasons. So sometimes if you're not qualifying these buyers and you're just accepting anyone, first of all, you really don't know how qualified they are. Maybe they do have a pre-approval, but have you spoken to the lender? Do you know what questions to ask to the lender? Because this is what could happen. You go under contract, you didn't qualify, you assume that everything was cool with the buyers, and it passes 30 days or 45 days, and you come to the closing table and they're not ready, or they can't, or they had to back out, or their financing didn't work, or they just didn't meet the requirements or whatever. I've seen this happen many times. And again, you have to start from zero, and now your home has been on the market for over 2 months, so now you have to lower the price, so you just lost money. So there you have it. These are the 6 ways to get your home sold for top dollar and for the quickest amount. If you're looking to sell in the Florida area, feel free to reach out to me. We have agents all over the Florida area. I specifically work the South Florida area, but I will be more than happy to set you up with an agent that will help you get your home sold for top dollar in the quickest amount of time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Every single week I come out with new videos talking about Miami, real estate, Florida, everything has to do with the real estate market. And again, if you're interested in at least knowing what your home is worth or get it prepared, you have all my contact information down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video.